Hey, folks, we're back here again. We are here. You can see is my compadre and everything. He's all flashed up and I'm looking to see his Cadillac in the back with the drop top leaning lean mean machine. Oh, what's up, Ted?
Like I said, China is broke. Russia is broke.
Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
All right, we're back here again. We had to get ourselves here together, and here we are. My friend over here, he's got some statistic that he's supposed to be bringing up, and oh man, it's just amazing and stuff and everything, and what that we can find out and how we look at things and stuff and everything, and it's whew,
Yeah, we don't have to run to the library every day.
yeah, how we kind of look at stuff and everything, and how things and stuff are going, and how we are looking around, and right now and stuff, how we become a country and stuff and everything that we've been throwing our investments away, and now we are what $36 trillion in debt and everything. So hey, I don't know if anybody else who $36 trillion in debt, but
We're almost 37 now.
almost 37, he says. But there are some positive things going on all around us. So anyway, Ted, like I said, we've been missing for about 2 or 3 days and everything. And it kind of gave me a chance to sit back and relax and enjoy myself and see what's going on and take care of a few necessary items that I have been letting go by the wayside. And hey, I'm back here all refreshed, and I can see my Padre here. He's all refreshed and everything. He got that little golden with silver goatee and everything, all spruced up and everything. He done went to the barber shop and had them boys and stuff pampering him and everything and doing him up real nice. Mama done bought him a new fedora.
Hey, this gonna be my summer wear, bro.
And the kids went out and bought Papa, a new shirt and everything, so he can walk around on the beach and everything. And
There you go. You got it. You gotta enjoy life, bro. Everything ain't
yeah,
about work.
Yeah, man. So I'm glad you are able to do that, man. I'm not yet. I'm just still sitting around here struggling and everything, trying
Yeah,
to make
right.
ends
Okay,
meet.
Ed. Yeah. Give me a break. You know, I'm gonna say this. A lot of things. Those 3 days that we missed, a lot of things have happened. But I like to look at the bigger picture here, and it's a lot of stuff. To a lot of people, they sort of kind of just throw it over their head. A lot of things happening. Like right now, we just had Warren Buffett. He's going to retire,
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
is a
Yeah,
big deal.
very, very big deal.
I had been following him for over 40 years and read all the books and all that. And if I would have followed his instructions and followed him, I probably would have been a multi-millionaire. But I just read his books. But anyway, the thing is that, do you remember Milken? He got accused of some type of finagling with the stock market. So he has the Milken Institute, and he has hundreds of people come to his institute every year, and they all discuss the economy. And man, it was some things said. You had your sycophants that's following Trump, and then you had your realists, and then you had your people that's trying to be optimistic about, right now we got to do is wait until the tariffs thing comes so that we can really settle down. They already know that they've lost basically trillions of dollars in their equity worth. Now, what's going on right now, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna be done with it. What's going on right now is that it just went over the screen today that uh, Stitchers, or what is that? Stitchers, is it Stitchers? The gym shoe? The
Hmm.
little, they just sold it for almost what, $9 billion to a capital company, investment company. This is what's happening right now. These people got so much money, they can just flat out outright buy these people off and buy their companies. Now that's a name brand. They advertise on TV and radio all over the place. So and they got their manufacturing already set all over the world where they make their shoes. So you say, well, what does that have to do with me? Well, number one, it's an investment company, and the company does billions of dollars, sell billions of dollars of shoes a year. And on top of that, they're going to be in control of it. It's not going to be the independent company. It's going to be them. And what they're copying off of a lot of these companies is the Warren Buffett scenario. Buy the companies and then run them. Now, all of his companies, he's got hundreds, thousands of companies on his, the man got $350 billion in cash. His company is worth over $1 trillion. And the thing is that what he does, he assigns a CEO, and he let that company just run itself, and then making sure that increase always is there, 3 to 5, 7% every year. He's not greedy. And he got all these companies out there making money for him coming in. That's why he's got so much cash. Because all of his companies, they said that he's the only person that beat the stock market 2%. Some years he beat it many percentage more than that. But the point is, he's always beat the stock market. So this is the thing that's going on. These what they call oligarchs or multi-millionaires and billionaires buying up these companies where, and then they collaborate and they get them all together. They got partners and all of that. And then you wonder why when things go up, there's no competition. So this is the whole thing, because they know that people got to buy shoes, people got to buy clothes, people got to have a place to stay, people got to buy food. So, and that's what these companies are going to be doing. You're going to see a whole lot of buying out. Ain't a whole lot of IPOs going on right now. It's all about buyout, because they don't have the funds. These smaller companies, mid-sized companies, which that's what Stitches is, a mid-sized company, and they don't have the funds because of this supply chain. So this is what's going to happen.
And they operating on very, very small margins, and they don't have any capital
There you
to do
go.
anything. Yeah, they
There
don't
you
have
go.
that. They don't have that capital to go out and buy up stuff and everything. So, and that's why they're struggling. And it looks like now and everything from what we're hearing from the White House and all that, that the our president and his administration doesn't even care about these small businesses and stuff. Whether
Now,
they thrive or not, they don't care.
no, somebody's going to pick them up.
Right?
If
Only
they
ones that
profitable, then somebody's going to pick them up.
right. If they out there, they don't care, and only ones they care about is making sure those billionaires have the wherewithal and the way that they can move through this whole process. So we are seeing and stuff a real transfer of wealth, a real transfer of wealth going on right now, right up under our noses. And are we going to survive? I don't know. Yeah, are we going it? But I'm pretty sure that we are going to survive. It's just that we're at the end of this whole thing, or whatever this man has done, or whatever's going on, we're going to see where that wealth has been transferred to, and who's the big dog on the block. And I know that even though you have billionaires and stuff out there, somebody out there is going to be the big dog on the block. We see that Warren Buffett and stuff saying, well, hey, he's been quietly the big dog on the block. Well, he's going to be gone. He's going to leave this up to the young folks and let them deal with it. Let his sons and everything deal with the business or whatever, because I'm pretty sure he's going to let them take over what's going on, because he's been training them to take over his big business and everything. So how they're going to do and what's going to happen, we don't know. Who's going to come out of this, the big dog? It doesn't look like Elon. Probably, I think Elon made a big mistake in everything when he started tying his fortunes and everything to Donald and everything. And and it looks like he overplayed his hand and stuff on this whole deal, because right now his company Tesla is trying to throw him out of being CEO. He can't. His Doge stuff and everything have really caused a whole bunch of problems and everything, and he's just kind of leaving. And I'm pretty sure that Daddy Diaper and stuff wasn't the one who forced him out of there. He just forced his own self out of there, because he has became the quote unquote the picture of disaster and stuff in this administration. Now, the Daddy Diaper he can still be that picture and everything, and people hate him. And I know that outside these borders and stuff, there are plenty of people out there in these other countries and stuff. They probably using him as a dartboard. He throwing everything at him because they're hating him. He's a hated individual, and he can stay within these borders. But Elon, his business and stuff is outside internationally. His business is over there in Europe. His business is over in China now. But China has thrown him out, and the European Union is throwing him out, and Canada and stuff is throwing him out. So I don't know.
Well, I beg the difference.
You can, but I got my opinion. You got yours. Go ahead. I want to listen to you.
In Tennessee, he's building a big complex. It's already built, to my understanding, called XAI. And in Texas, he's building a big development, housing development, different levels of housing in Texas. He has what they call as a family office. He's got about $100 billion stashed in that, where his investments and all that, and insurance, all that stuff. He got all that set up. So he ain't gonna never be wanting for anything. What he's doing is playing Monopoly. He's paying people, giving people money, because you can buy almost anybody these days. He's buying up a lot of land and building. And we hearing rumors that they talking about trying to find a CEO for Tesla. But he's the face of Tesla, and they know it, and he knows it. Plus, he already has his two other things that he does with his space thing, and then with his internet. So he's got a half a dozen things going, or more. So I don't feel sorry for him one bit. I think that right there was just something to really sort of kind of get us off track, to think about, no, it's not get us off track. The fact is that we're going to care about all of those thousands of people that lost their jobs, and all those people that he deliberately stopped sending them money. But the point is that all that was a distraction. Because why? Because see, this man, he don't sleep. He's always working. I remember reading about him years ago. Man, he sleeps 3-4 hours. He might take a nap, here and there, but he's always working, because he's working that money. So that's my opinion about that.
I never said that he wasn't. Anybody that's got the kind of money that he's got, Ted, they do wield some influence, and because he has been the face of this mess that's going on here, it's going to take people a long time before they kind of trust him again. And then his Starlink thing that he's got going on, there are people out there and everything who are dead set against his Starlink thing. There are people in Canada and stuff, and they canceled his Starlink contract because they got another company out there that comes from Australia who is giving them a chance to use their systems and stuff and everything so they can get the internet. And a lot of other countries and stuff are doing the same thing. But having as much money as he's had, yes, he's going to still be a force and stuff out there, but he's not going to be the force that he was as the richest man in the world. That's my point. But there's some negative stuff out there that he's going to have to deal with, and his money and stuff. Yeah, he's still got money, but who's going to be the big dog on the block? He ain't the big dog on the block anymore. I don't know who that big dog going to be yet. Now I'm going to get back to something that a lot of people aren't talking about and stuff right now. Yes, those came in and they totally disrupted the federal government, and a lot of people have been thrown out of their jobs and they're going everywhere. And he and Trump went a little bit too far. Nobody is saying anything yet about what the heck is going on. They are out there, they're fighting, they got lawsuits and stuff going on, but these cabinet people out there who are in charge of these agencies, some of them and stuff still have some knowledge and stuff about them. You can't lose qualified people and be able to function and stuff out there. The government cannot function, and you got to have some kind of way for it to function. So what is quietly going on, and that a lot of people aren't saying anything about, a lot of those folks that they throw it out, they're hiring them back. They're getting their job back. And they're looking in the next 3 or 4 months and stuff to quietly have at least 60% of those folks and stuff that have lost their jobs and stuff to be back into their jobs. They cannot function without these people because they are the ones who make this government work. And they realize that without them, this government does not work. They can't do anything. Nobody knows what's going on. They're coming in new and they have no idea what's happening. So they hiring these folks back. Even the CDC are hiring these folks back. They had a
But Ed, they don't do nothing. They don't do nothing. They don't work nothing. They're just wasting money.
but those folks, my point that I'm trying to make is that those folks who are working, who have been thrown out of the federal government, they're getting their jobs back. They're going back to work. Nobody's advertising it. Nobody's saying anything about it.
They wasting money, Ed.
Ted, they don't care about wasting money. Trump people doesn't care about wasting money, Ted. They don't care about that. They don't care if our debt hits $40 trillion. They don't care. They don't care.
They never cared.
Yeah, they don't care. They don't care that
game. They playing the game.
They don't care that there's no ships coming in to Los Angeles ports. They don't care that there's no ships coming into the ports of Seattle. They don't care that there's no ships coming into any one of these ports in this country. And they're hiding the fact that it is terrible out there. We're in terrible shape. And we're going to feel the brunt of it real soon. I have to respond to something here that happened yesterday, here in Georgia. We have a one time only Black senator in the South, and that's Raphael.
Yes.
Reverend
Brilliant
Senator Reverend Raphael Warnock. And yesterday, our senator here in Georgia decided that he wanted to have a town hall. And the town hall was inside his church there, Ebenezer Baptist Church. There were people who were invited to come there. They gave them RSVP tickets and stuff, but they were told that there's no guarantee that everybody who got a ticket and everything who RSVP were going to be able to get in. First come, first served, they said. Well, they had the town hall meeting. It lasted a little over 2 hours. The Reverend got up and did his thing. But everybody now is concentrating on the disruption that happened in his town hall. And the disruption did not come from any Republicans who had came there to do anything. It came from people who were very upset about some things that were going on, and they took it very emotionally. And I can understand and stuff why they did what they did. It wasn't right for them to do it there at his place, because they don't do it when Trump's out there. They don't do it when the other folks is out there, but they did it in his town hall. A gentleman got up and said something about Gaza and what was happening to the Palestinians. And it was a very, very emotional thing for some of the people who were there, who had family members who were over there in Gaza, and they were upset about the fact.
Time out. Are these people that live in Georgia?
Yeah.
And they were Palestinians?
Yeah.
So they just got off the boat about, what, 20 years?
No, we have probably about, I don't know how long they've been out the boat, but anyway, they have people over there who are starving to death, who have been killed there in Palestine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And they were concerned and stuff about how what Reverend Warnock was going to say about giving money to Israel and letting him go and massacre those people there in Gaza. And right now we are seeing a lot of ugly pictures and stuff, Ted, about how they are starving these people and stuff over there in that place and stuff. And then they children are hungry and they can't eat, and they're not letting food and aid and stuff get through to them. And the international community and stuff is really messing with Israel and stuff about what they're doing with those folks there. So it's got to be kind of an emotional thing and stuff for them. And they didn't like the fact that the senator and stuff and everything didn't actually say a lot about it, but he quoted some Bible verses and stuff about what's going on and stuff over there, and they didn't. They didn't want to hear that, and they created a little ruckus there and everything. But the senator and his staff, they didn't throw anybody out. They just quietly asked the folks and stuff to go ahead and leave, even though they were hollering and screaming and stuff about what the heck was happening over there. And some of the people you can tell who was standing up there hollering and everything, they were actually upset and hurt and stuff about it. And a lot of them were crying and or whatever, that we are letting those people and stuff and everything starve to death. And they didn't like that, what was going on there. And I can understand.
Don't they know that the Democrats they don't run the purse?
Well, I believe they understand that and everything, but I guess they have to have somebody that they can whip on. And he was and Reverend Warnock was there to be whipped on. He put himself out there to be whipped on by them. And the fact and stuff that he didn't have any police force and stuff there, to throw people out. He didn't have any security guards and stuff there. If anybody was routing up, they were going to grab them up and throw them out the door and everything. It was a truly a lesson in how you control disruption and stuff within your town hall. And his staff and his people did an excellent job about it. The chief of police was there inside the place, and I guess he got up and tried to say something about it, and his staff quietly asked him, said, "Please, sir, can you go sit down? We will take care of this," because he was telling them people they were going to get arrested if they didn't get out of there. So they didn't want all that to happen, and it took them a little bit and stuff to calm them down, but they did. But and I'm commenting about it and stuff and everything because I thought that he did, and the town hall was an excellent thing. It was a typical Reverend Warnock event, and it showed how he has become a professional in being in politics, even though he's very young and stuff into this thing and everything. He did a pretty good job, and I really have to admire him and stuff for that. And I will tell our audience who will listen to this and everything, we got one hell of a senator and stuff that we have elected to be a U.S. senator in this country. And he is a quiet negotiator, and that's the kind of person he is. He doesn't get too excited. He doesn't get up and down and shout and scream at everything. He just quietly uses diplomacy and tact and everything. Even with the people on the other side of the aisle, he was talking about how he has helped and worked to get some things and stuff done. And there were people in there talking about their folks were starving to death. People thrown out in the street. Had nonprofit folks in there talking. They're not giving us our money. They're not doing this. And he said, "Tell my staff we're going to see what we can do about freeing up their money because the money has already been appropriated." Trump just decided that he wasn't going to give these people that money. It was already being appropriated. Everybody, it went through the whole Congress. The president signed for it. The money was there. They wasn't giving it to him. So he says he's been quietly being able to do some things. That's why I was saying something about the CDC. He said he's so far been able to get almost half their staff and stuff back in the CDC and everything, but quietly negotiating and stuff with those folks and stuff and everything, and to let them come back and do their jobs. So that's my spiel with him. Our girlfriend, Ted.
Talking about Jasmine Crockett?
Yes, sir.
She ain't playing, boy.
She ain't playing. She was invited to Mississippi to do a commencement. He was the guest speaker, the head speaker at the commencement for Tougaloo University, right outside of Jackson, to speak to the graduates.
Is it Tuvalu or Tupelo?
Tougaloo.
That's how you pronounce it?
That's how you pronounce
All these
it.
years I've been calling it Tupelo, Mississippi.
Tougaloo. And come to find out that Congressman Benny Thompson is from a graduate of Tougaloo. He was the one that asked the Tougaloo executive board and everything to invite her to be the guest speaker. She started out slow, but she walked out there with a bang. You get a chance to listen to her speech. It's only about 18 minutes long, but it's damn good. And I know those young folks and stuff enjoyed her who were there. She's son of a gun. But guess what, Ted? They are messing with her real bad.
Oh, yeah.
Real bad.
Real
bad. She's being threatened, man, real bad. Matter of fact, Hakeem Jeffries just finished a news conference with the news people, and a question was asked of him about what they had planned on doing about protecting her. So it must be bad.
Oh, it's real bad. Because she's smart, she's on point, she don't play with them.
I also probably we're gonna have to maybe check with AOC also, because man, she
She's doing damage too?
She jumped on Marjorie Taylor Greene and some of them other House of Representative folks out there about this daggone downturn we had in the economy. They got some mess going on out there, buddy, about Marjorie Taylor Greene and how she done capitalized and stuff on that market, on that dip and that downturn as it came back up, and she bought those stocks and stuff and everything at a low price. And now she done made millions of dollars and stuff off of that daggone crap. I guess she thought she can do that stuff and hide from it, but they pulling her out. They laying her out. So I can expect the AOC telling all this stuff. She's probably going to be a big target also.
They ain't going to do nothing to her.
Well, they're going to try. I'm pretty sure.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, no, yeah, you're right. They ain't doing nothing to her. You're right about that. Oh, yeah, no. They're not going to do anything like that. They just, as soon as you tell them, they just act like you didn't say anything. You're right about that. Oh, no, they're not going to do nothing to her. But at least she's putting the spotlight out there on her and everything and letting these folks know what the heck they're getting. We're going to have a big fight here in Georgia, Ted, a couple of more months. Maybe it might be a year. Yes, sir.
It's going to be a governor race?
With MTG and our governor, who's not going to be in his job. He'll be out of his job, and he'll be term limited in a year and a half. So he'll be term limited. He can't run anymore.
Is she going to run for governor?
Nah. Trump endorsed her to run for the U.S. Senate. And our governor and stuff and everything, who is going to be term limited, they got a lot of Republicans because he's very popular in this state now. Even though he's a Republican, he's very popular. They're asking him to run for the U.S. Senate seat.
Uh-oh.
He hasn't said if he's going to run or not, but Trump has already endorsed MTG. He's already endorsed her. So he and our Trump and our governor, they don't see eye to eye. He asked him last year. He asked him a couple of months ago and stuff to let him have that money that they had appropriated for him already for the disaster relief and everything to give to those folks and stuff in southern Georgia to help them rebuild the place. And Trump told him, hell no, he ain't giving them shit. Excuse my French people. So he ain't very popular and stuff with our governor. Our governor ain't very. He didn't say it. He just asked him for it. He didn't give it to him. He never opened his mouth, never said a word. Guess what he did? He went and talked to got our legislative people and stuff to appropriate $350-something million to give to those folks down there in southern Georgia out of our budget.
Mm.
I don't know if there's enough to do it, but that's what he did. Quietly did it. Didn't say a word. Let's go ahead and get it. Nobody said anything about it. Atlanta Journal-Constitution and stuff, they just had a little byline and stuff in their newspaper about it, and that was it. And they gave them folks that money. Oh, we got a lot of stuff out there, Mr. Harvey. A lot of stuff going on, man, around this country. A lot of stuff. Did you see my other girlfriend? Old Tish James. She on the stoop. She's up on the scene again, Ted.
Well, she ain't backing down from nobody nowhere, so you ain't got to worry about her.
She on the scene, but Trump done already to put her in one of his executive orders to do something to her. But she was asked about that. She said, I don't care about him. She and I think 13 or 14 attorney generals and stuff around the country then filed a massive lawsuit against Trump. Massive lawsuit. That's everything, including Head Start, health program, all the funds that they have tied up that was appropriated through Congress that they cut off to these nonprofits there in New York, and all the other states and stuff have did the same thing. Guess who hasn't joined the suit? Some of these red state attorney generals. They ain't opened their mouth. They ain't said crap.
Mm. And they know they ain't getting no money.
And they ain't getting a dime. He done told them, I ain't giving you shit. Excuse my French again, people. They have not joined it. Only ones that joined it is these blue states, Democratic
This is
attorney
what
generals.
they do, bro. They let the Democrats do all the work.
I guess. They have
what
not
they
a
do.
one of them have joined it.
They sit up here and they lockstep.
Lockstep. Don't open their mouth.
You got to give it to them, even though they did wrong. They on, as the Bible say, they on one accord. So whatever they've been told to do on their little meeting rooms or conference calls or however they get to be lockstep, that's what they do. Okay, that's our marching orders. That's what we got to do. It's sad, bro.
It is. It's very, very sad that they aren't doing this to help their people. One thing that she did say and stuff, and she had a conference and stuff with the Midas Touch news people and stuff. She got on there and did about a half-hour thing with them. She did say that, and Ben asked them about the other states and stuff who had not joined and stuff with them and stuff with the lawsuit. And she said that she understands that they didn't do it, but their people and stuff need it. and she's concerned about the people and stuff, and not just being a Democrat and everything. That he is doing something against his country. I thought that was magnanimous of her to say that. Very magnanimous.
Yeah.
Yep. Because if they does win this suit and everything, the money is going to, just like you said, it's going to start flowing into those red states and stuff also.
You know, while you was talking in between the conversation and stuff, I was just, I have a, what you call is made in the USA. It's called it's a celebration of 50 years of NCSL, which is a map of all the manufacturing companies. It talks about their salaries. It talks about the percentage of what it brings to the GDP. It talks about the billions of dollars that is accountable for what they make, they bring into that state. And it's only barely 1 million people that work in manufacturing. Well, I apologize. It's $1 trillion that is brought in for manufacturing. A little more than $1 trillion, might be 1.5, something like that. But the point is that it's not a whole lot of manufacturing that's going on. Because I give you two, here's one. And I'm gonna do two states, the two biggest states. The average salary in Texas is 93,000. The number of employees is 897,000. And the total percentage of GDP is 11, almost 12%. And they do $226 billion, $227 billion. California is doing average salaries 134,000. They have 1.275 million people that's employed, and they bring in 12% of their GDP, which is about $394,000 billion. Now we know that California, their GDP is over $3 trillion. And pretty close, Texas is the same thing. And if you go over all of those states and it gives you the list, just like what I just read, it even tells you what they specialize in as far as manufacturing. And not one of them was textile, not one of them was apparel. Most of them are chemicals, oil and gas, computer and electronics. So that tells you, and this is just my own devious thing, there are certain sectors that they are allowed to go out to the world to get cheaper labor. Certain sectors. And therefore, that means that they bring them here and then they sell them and they, keep the cost down because of the labor expense is cheaper. Now, the question is, those sectors, now the thing is, now I know that apparel is like they do over 90% of the apparel, and they do like over 90% of the textile. Now, what I've been searching for, what other things that other countries do that we're not doing, because they're talking about bringing manufacturing back. Now, most of the people talking about bringing things back is computer people. But so I'm just trying to figure out What in the world are they talking about bringing back? And then where they gonna get the employees? They can't even hire all the manufacturing people they need right now. They got over 500,000 jobs that's open in manufacturing. Is this a game, Ed, or are they playing with us, or what? What's going on? Because how you gonna be short in manufacturing, and you can't even hire and fulfill those positions? And they talking about bringing manufacturing back. That means you got to get qualified people that's either already trained or willing to be trained when they bring some of these things back. That's what I'm trying to figure out. That's all I know. Now, I just want to mention this because I know we're running out of time. So let me say this. China, they claim they have a 5% ratio. That's what they claim. 5%. I'm trying to figure out how you're going to have 5% ratio and of unemployment when you got over 500 billion people that's not even working. Are all those people going to school and they retired? Because they got almost 700 million people that's working. That's a lot of people working here. And most of those companies that they work for, they are American partnership with China manufacturing companies. And manufacturing companies all over the world that these different business entrepreneurs have put their manufacturing over there in China. A lot of them are trying to get out of China now, but some of them is hard because it costs a lot of money to keep moving moving to India, or Indonesia, or wherever. So, and then you got to take your people and move them because they're already trained. So, anyway, I just wanted to let you know the thing is that China's broke, and what America is trying to do is break China. Even worse.
They can't do it. It's never
That's
going
what
to
they're
happen.
trying to do.
It's never going to happen. Now, let me get to you for that question you asked. You said they got that 5% or whatever notion that they got, and they got 500 million people that are not even working. Well, most of them 500 million people, Ted, are older folks and everything. They have an older population, and that they have people living longer and they're older and they don't work anymore. And you have to understand that they have a family dynamic, man, that is not like us. After a person gets so old, the family, the younger folks take care of them. They belong in the family. They take care of them. They don't have to work. They don't have to do shit. The other family, excuse my French people, they take care of them. Their family people take care of those folks. And those people right in that middle between the age of 21 and I think it's 45 or 46. Once you get us above a certain age, they don't have to work anymore. The family just takes care of them. Those people in the middle, they bring their money home to take care of their family. And that's what they do. And they walk around and they have nothing to do at all. Nothing. That's a strange dynamic, but that's their culture.
That's the way they live.
Yeah, that's what their culture. When a young girl, she has to marry between the age of 18 and 27. If she's not married, by the time she gets 27 years old, she can't get married to anybody else. She's out there on her own. She stays with that family and stuff, her family. If the family can't marry off by the time she gets 27 years old, then they no longer consider them a marriage age. That's the dynamics of their culture. So if you find a Chinese woman or whatever, and she's above 27 years old, more than likely, she's probably never going to be of childbearing age again because nobody's going to bother her. The men don't have anything to do with her. Crazy. I didn't believe until I started reading it. Until they were starting to show the things. These people were doing these shows and stuff on China and stuff and everything, and they were going out in the countryside and they were talking to people and everything and telling them about the experience going on there. It is unbelievable, man. Some of the norms that they have that is totally different than what we have in our country. And what I'm saying and stuff that they're not going, this country or nobody else is going to break China, and they're not going to do it, is because they don't have what China and stuff has started to get. Even in AI, China is getting ahead of everybody in AI, and they're doing this stuff and everything at a lesser and don't have to spend as much money and don't have to spend as much technology and stuff to create artificial intelligence. This deep fake that they started and everything, it is now projected to get past NVIDIA within the next year. They have gotten so good with it. These folks and stuff, if you look, take a look, Ted, sometimes inside of some of the things that these folks over there in China have done. It is absolutely unbelievable and stuff what these people
Yeah,
have been
I've
able
been
to
looking at
accomplish.
China stuff and the
They have
construction.
they have accomplished so much, and
Yeah,
they're taking this technology into these other countries, into Latin America, into Africa.
yeah.
They took and they went into the country of Kenya, and they helped them to build a high-speed train to go from one end of the country to the next end of the country. They built it, and it's already in action. These people are riding these trains, man, and that damn train is scheduled to go almost 300 some kilometers an hour. You imagine how fast that is?
Well, here's the thing though with China, in my opinion, is that, you know, if it wasn't for America and certain parts of European culture going over there and helping them, when they changed their political ideology from strict communism, because they have put over 150,000 manufacturing companies there, plus they have their own. And because in 1988, their GDP was $119 billion. And they still had almost a billion people. They were poor. They was going under. The majority of those people was living off of $2 and $5 a day. And they changed their philosophy, and now that's why the reason why where they are right now. Because of America. Now their thing is that they want to be a monolithic. They want to be just one race. That's it. And they don't want no outsiders in there. And they are building what you just said, they're going out to different countries and they buying them out, they partnering with them, they doing all kind of things, and because they have to keep on making money to feed these people, and not only feed them, but to marginalize China. And here we are. we got tore down buildings. You said it yourself. We got tore down buildings. We got, I don't like to use the word ghettos, but we got slums and all of that stuff. And, we need to tear down some of these buildings and rebuild, and don't nobody want to invest in new buildings unless you go into a different spot. There's a guy right now gathering money for Vegas to build a whole new city. And he gonna do it too. I'll speak on that later on, but because he's just now working on it, and they're gonna spend $1 trillion for this one city near Las Vegas. They're gonna change the dynamics of Las Vegas.
But they got to get people from outside this country to come there, and if they don't get Trump out of office, that's not gonna happen. That's the bad part about it. They got to get him out of office. But one thing that we didn't do, Ted, that we've been spouting about ever since we started doing this damn thing since 2017, that we have not done and we still not concentrating on, and that is educating our people. That's something that these other countries, including Germany, including China, including all the other Far Eastern
India,
countries,
don't forget
including India. I'm throwing them in there. They all in the long list. They are educating their population, and we are not doing that. That is going to be our downfall. We are not educating our population, and they are. That's why we are not going to get those high-tech jobs here in this country, because we are not educated. They can't, like you just said, we don't have the intellect, the intellectual workforce to handle these jobs. We got to, if we don't change ourselves here real soon and stuff, we're going to be a country of, like we just said, the rich and the poor, and the educated and the uneducated.
Well, as long as you keep on having these, and I'm gonna say it like I feel it. As long as you keep on having these prejudice, racist, bigoted people because of your skin color, they refuse to educate Black people and a lot of the brown people.
And they're turning around in the philosophy of this DEI, and they're throwing educated people of color into that category of being DEI.
Yeah.
And using the DEI and stuff as a negative connotation and stuff, and making people think that if they are these tools that have been given to them and stuff to get them through what needs to be so they can be educated, it's looking at as something being nasty and ugly, and it's not. And our president and all the other MAGA folks and stuff have used that as a tool to beat people over the head with. And it's just, you come up there and they got a plane crash over there in DC, and the plane came in and the helicopter came in and asked the president what happened. Oh yeah, it's probably one of them DEI hires. They had a plane crash. And it wasn't. He was a lie. He told a damn lie. But some of the people believed him. A lot of people who didn't. And that was one of the things and stuff that Jasmine talked about to those graduates there at Tougaloo University. It's not, you cannot look at yourself as a DEI hire. That's a word that they have used to denigrate you. And you should not let that bother you at all. Because anybody who's educated, they're all over the Black women and people of color who are sitting out there, and he's looking at them while you're a DEI hire, and the person a doctor, you're a DEI. And that's bad. We got to end that. And if we don't end all this stuff and everything, we're gonna have a lot of folks out there, Ted, who we know that it's not a bad word, but other people are being told that it's a bad word. And a lot of times we are cutting off people who get into this process and stuff and everything, and you get ahead and figure that I can't go there because it's bad, and it's not. Anyway, final word.
My final word is China and Russia's broke.
It ain't gonna stop them too. Well, it ain't going to stop China, but it might stop Russia and stuff because of what's going on there. But it's not going to stop China. Them people is, them people are tough. They doing what need to be done and stuff to get what's right. And I used to look down on China and stuff real bad, but lately, I'm beginning to look at them in a whole different light. And I do think that we need to get with them and stuff and everything to end this daggone crap that's going on here in this country and stuff, so we can get back to at least being normal a little bit, because it's going to really hurt us and stuff down the road. And I think that we can deal with those folks and stuff. And once you understand who they are, how they are, we can, how they are, and we know how we are. So hey, come together, eliminate those differences and come together. If they got a negative import ratio and stuff in our country, and it's that way for a reason. So you're going to, and we've survived and stuff with it so far. So what's wrong? I don't understand. But I believe that he's using that as a tool anyway to beat us over the head, just like he always does. He create chaos and stuff and causes problems. That's all he wants to do, create chaos. Creates chaos, and he gets what he wants. Get his billionaire friends and stuff the money that they want. And he's also got his grip going on. Man, that boy making a lot of money, man. Now, man, he pulling that money in. He pulling that. Him and his family is pulling that money in. He done sold us down the creek to it. He's selling us big time. And he got the Republican in Congress is helping him, because I guess they must be paying them too. Anyway, people, we will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for joining us.